guys, and welcome to the 25th episode of the MyMuddlings podcast. My name is Julianne and I am your host, and I'd like to welcome new and returning viewers to my podcast. Very quick one today because I wasn't actually intending on podcasting this week, but Simon actually encouraged me to do it, so you have him to thank for seeing me this week. And I'm in obviously a different area because I'm going to go out right after I finish recording this, and my birds are in the lounge room and they are making so much noise. You're going to hear them in the background. I couldn't be bothered moving their massive cage outside for 15 minutes for me to record this, so please forgive me with that. So yes, I'm in my study. My computer is just to my right here, and if I turn you around, this is kind of where I do some of my crafting. That right there is my whip basket. So that's all sewing whips that I haven't done anything with for a very long time. And back here in these containers, these are, I have all my bare yarns and my dye stuff all in there. And if I tilt you down, you'll see a couple of spinning wheels. So I've got my Sleeping Beauty here, and this is my Pippi Wendy, and then my wee Peggy here. So I'll try and get myself back into the shot. So that's this is my one area of my crafting. I have stuff all over the house, I think, as I've said before. So yes, it's just one section. So I tidied it up last week. I think it was in a big mess, so it's just been tidied up so I could show you. I am going to be doing a video. I had a request from Tamara. She has asked me to do a video on my spinning wheels, so I will do that at some stage. That was actually what I was probably going to do this weekend instead of the podcast, but seeing Simon has encouraged me to do the podcast and I'm here, it'll have to wait for another time. Anyway, as I need to go out, it's my dad's birthday today, so I'm heading up to my folks' house. We're going to go out for dinner with my for lunch with my parents and my sister and my nieces. So, as I said, this needs to be really quick. So I'm doing too much blathering for being quick, aren't I? Okay, so pretty much a little bit of housekeeping is just to remind everybody that the 2017 MyMuddlings stash down is going on over in the Ravelry group. You see, when I try and rush things, I get a little bit scatterbrained. So yes, that is going on. We have two awesome sponsors, Caroline of Clothesline Designs and Tamara of Tam's Crafty Knit. So they're our sponsors. Please go and support them. They you actually do get bonus yardage for using any of their patterns or products. So yes, please go and support them. And if you'd like to donate a prize or a little bit of money towards prizes, please check the show notes because there'll be information there on how you can do that. So getting on to what I've been working on, I have one finished object this week, and you will have seen this before. It's I finished the pussy hat for my friend Jessie. So I still have it. I was supposed to see her this week, but we decided not to go to the gathering that I would have seen her at, so I still have her hat. So I know this one is hers because I put a stitch marker on it because it's very important to keep mine and hers separate. Seeing I've worn mine, this one hasn't been worn. So yeah, this is the Cat Coil Pussy Hat project pattern. And this is my yarn in MyMuddlings Aran base in Get Your Hands Off My Pussy. So it's blowing out a little bit because I'm right by a window, but yeah, it's a very hot pink with splashes of a darker pink and purple in it. So that's that. And I think I used a little bit less yardage on this one than I did on mine. I'll put it in the down bar and it's also in the show notes so that you can see that. So that's the Pussy Hat project. And I have been working on 3 things this week. You think you've seen a couple of them before. What have I got here? I'll show you my socks first. These are the Goomy socks that I'm pretty sure I've shown you before. And this is in the Bergère de France Imprim Azure yarn. So I turned the heel on it last weekend, I think it was. So that's just my normal Fish Lips Kiss heel there, and just my cuff. I'm doing it cuff down my regular vanilla sock, 64 stitches. I make my cuffs about 7 inches before I start the heel. So yeah, I've just not long started on the foot. So this is only my first sock that I've started, and that's the Gumi 50 from Berger de France. Yes, so that's not a lot to show you about that one, not a lot to say because you know all about my vanilla socks. Next, I have been working on my mum's morning mist. I know I didn't do anything on it last week. Oh, I've lost the wet yarn ball. Sorry. I didn't work anything on it last week, but I have been working on it this week. And I think you've already seen that I have joined it in the round. So there we go. I am probably 6 or 7 inches down now, I think. So I'm about halfway through the body. Yes, because I have to do, I think, about 15.5 or 15 inches before I start the garter stitch hem. So yeah, I reckon I'm about halfway through now. So I'm on my 3rd ball of my Knit Picks Kotlin, and I'm using the pomegranate colourway and the linen colourway, which is what the lace is in. So yes, this is also not a lot to tell you about because it's literally just stockinette in the round. So yeah, although I am finding it's really strange on this project, it's nothing, I don't think it's anything to do with the cotton yarn because it's cotton and linen yarn, but I'm finding when I'm working on it, I'm getting a lot of strain sort of through this areas in my arms, and it's not something that I have with any other project that I've been working on. It's literally just this project. And I don't know whether it's because, you know, cotton can be quite heavy, whether it's the weight of the project or the needles, I really don't know. But yeah, I seem to get a little bit of strain in my forearms when I'm working on it, so who knows. So it's making it a little bit harder to work very comprehensively on it because it does get sore after a little while. So yeah, I find if I'm sitting upright and I'm sitting nicely, I get a lot of the strain, but if I slouch and I kind of lay it against my tummy, I find I don't get so much strain in my arms. So maybe that's something to do with it. Maybe it is a little bit heavy, and by resting it on my tummy when I lay back, might be taking some of that weight, and that might be what is making it easier for my arms to knit. The only problem with the slouching is that I already have an issue with my lower neck. I have a little bit of a hump from having my head forward too much, so I have to try and keep my head and my chin back, and slouching doesn't really help with that. So yeah, this will get done, I just don't know when. So that's that one, and I do have one new work in progress this week, and that is my February challenge for the stash down along, and that is to knit a design by an Australian or New Zealand designer. So I finally, halfway through the month of February, decided on what I wanted to work on, and Shara from the What Shara Made podcast, hi Shara, she very kindly gifted me her strata shawl pattern for my birthday last year. So I thought, well, why not do that? And I had a look through my stash, and let me first show you the shawl so far. And it's looking a little bit blue in my viewfinder, but it is actually a touch more sort of a tealy green. So I've gotten, this is actually the bobble section, but I don't really like bobbles, and I did try to do the bobbles, but they looked really rubbish. So I don't know what I was doing wrong, but I didn't like the way they looked. So I've just done eyelets in the space where the bobbles were supposed to be. Which is fine because I prefer eyelets to bobbles. They're not really my thing. They do look cute on the shawl though, I must say. So yeah, that's how far I am. I'm just about to do, I think I may have just, no, I have one more stockinette row to go before I start the break to start the next striped, well not striped, but you see that's got the line there in the garter stitch. Yeah, that's the next section that I'll be doing, and I'm just about to start that. So that's how far I've gotten, and I'm using this giant cake of yarn. This is Red Riding Hood's yarn, Red Riding Hood Yarns, and that is Hannah, and she's from New Zealand, so I've got a double whammy in this. I've got an Australian pattern and a New Zealand yarn, and this is her Bell DK base, and the colourway is called Just Nice, and this was one of her pre-order colourways that she did for, what was the movie called? Ooh, it was the one fairy tale one with Meryl Streep and Anna Kendrick and James Corden and all of that. I'll put it in the down bar, I'll look it up. Into the Woods, maybe? I think it might have been Into the Woods. Yeah, so this was the colourway that was inspired by Meryl Streep's character, because she had blue hair, I think. I've not actually seen the film, but yeah, that was the colourway that Hannah designed, inspired by Meryl Streep. So yeah, so this is my strata shawl. It's like really quick knit. I am a little bit concerned that I might be knitting on a much smaller gauge than the pattern. I haven't actually checked my gauge, but I have a ton of yarn. I've got way more yarn than what the pattern called for, so I think if I get to the end, I was thinking of adding some extra sections anyway, just to get a really nice big shawl, because I do prefer my thicker weight, like the bigger weight shawls, to be a little bit bigger. So yeah, I figure I'll just keep knitting. I might leave enough of this to maybe knit myself a matching hat, or something like that. So but yeah, I might just keep knitting and keep adding sections, just repeating sections until it's sort of the size that I want. So yeah, that's about as far as I am at the moment, and that's the strata shawl. So I think that's all I had to talk about today. My computer has just gone to sleep. Let me have a look. Yeah, the only other things that I wanted to really talk about was shop stuff. So if you're not interested, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. But the things I wanted to talk about is I finally, after making these things on and off for like probably the last year or two, I finally got my stitch markers up in the shop. So I have two different sets in there at the moment. I have sets of 12, which are 10 beaded jump ring stitch markers. I'll put some pictures in. 10 beaded jump ring stitch markers plus an end of round or beginning of round marker and a progress keeper that is of your choice. You can choose which one you want from what I have. And then I also have some golden green ones and golden red ones that are just a set of 10 with a progress keeper. So they are now up in the shop, so if you like them, please head over and grab yourself a set. And also, just look at my, oh yes, I'm still running my Valentine's sale. So I know Valentine's Day was on Tuesday, but I'm still running my sale, and that goes till the 28th of February. So if you head on over to mymuddlings.etsy.com and go to the Valentine's category, you can get 15% off any of those yarns in that category. So they're all pink and red sort of based yarns. I spoke about them. I showed them off on last week's podcast, so if you haven't seen that, head over there and you can see what I have up for grabs in that category. Also, I went through at the start of the week and picked a whole bunch of items that have been in the store for a little bit longer than I would have liked, and I have slashed the prices and made them to clear. So I also have a clearance category. If you want to go and have a look, there is nothing over $25 in that category, in that section. So if you need, if you want some handmade gifts for someone, or you want some, there's some yarn in there as well, please do head over and pick up a few bargains. There's some really cheap stuff. Most of the stuff in there is less than $20. There's a couple of items that are a little bit more up to that $25 mark, but yeah, most of them are below $20. So if you're looking for any handmade gifts, or you'd like some bargain yarn for yourself, then please head over there. So that's pretty much all I have to talk about. I need to get going and jump in the car. So I hope you guys all have a fantastic week, and don't forget to mentally thank Simon for actually encouraging me to get this podcast out. yeah, happy crafting. Have a great week. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you next week. Bye.